It's great to have you here because I just few people know the inner workings of the FBI better than you do. And you've also personally experienced the pressure from Donald Trump. And when you see him promising this wholesale takeover of the Justice Department, I wonder how you worry about what that would look like.
Yeah, Caitlin, I mean, I worry a lot about it. And I think it's, when you think about these things and you try to predict how Donald Trump is going to react or the steps he's going to take, you really don't have to go any further than listening to the things he says and does.
That's former Deputy Director of the FBI, Andrew McCabe, telling some guy on CNN that FBI employees are terrified of Donald Trump becoming president, as if that wasn't already apparent from them spying on him. Welcome to Nerk News, I'm Nerkish, and it turns out that not only are FBI employees worried about the outcome of the upcoming election, they're considering fleeing the country if Trump wins, which in my opinion should tell you all you need to know about them.
It's terrifying. It's frightening. I have a lot of conversations with former colleagues, people who are or were in the intelligence and law enforcement community and may have worked in, the Obama administration, other places. And, people are really trying to assess, what is life going to be like if Donald Trump wins a second term? And on a very personal level, I mean, these are torturous discussions with their family members about whether or not they have to leave the country to avoid being unconstitutionally and illegally detained. I mean, people are actually worried about being thrown in jail or grabbed in some sort of extrajudicial detention. And I think, as crazy as this sounds in the United States of America, I think people should really consider that these are possibilities. Listen to what the man says. He typically does what he says, as crazy as it seems. And that's really all the indicators you need.
You gotta love the irony of federal agents playing the victim on an establishment news network that said unvaccinated people shouldn't be allowed to leave their homes. I mean, wasn't it the FBI who said it wouldn't release Jan 6 surveillance footage because it would show too many undercover government agents and informants? The same group that lured crazy guys in some failed entrapment plot to kidnap a governor? Because if so, I don't think I'm going to be very sympathetic.
I mean, his comments recently are offensive and horrendous, but they're not surprising in any way. He's been saying this for quite some time. I will be your retribution is his refrain to his supporters. So, you know him, you know what motivates him. He is not a person who's driven by principle or ideology. He is someone who's entirely transactional. And if he feels like he's been wronged in some way, then he focuses on revenge and vengeance. And so he's made it perfectly clear that that's what he's going to do. And in the process of seeking that, he is going to he runs the risk of really dismantling and greatly incapacitating the Department of Justice and the FBI. And that is something that Americans on both sides of the political aisle should be worried about. Yeah. We depend on those institutions to protect us.
Well, what do you think
and he is proposing to tear them down.
Yeah, cry me a river. All this victim talk does is highlight their massive ego and guilty conscience. Trump has repeatedly said that his success in unifying the country will be his retribution. The only thing most of the people he's talking about are in danger of is getting laid off if Trump is able to drain the swamp when he takes office. And by the way, as far as Caitlin Collins, the lady is a hack who will say and do anything for a buck. Here she is on Fox News attacking George Soros.
From our nation's capital. Caitlin, what does that mean? What's George Soros trying to do with the immigration crisis?
Good morning. Okay, so George Soros is this foreign-born left-wing guy who essentially wants to change the nature of our country. And in this data dump, one of the memos was about the refugee crisis. And they made 3 points. They think that they've been successful at influencing immigration policy across the world. They think that the refugee crisis is an opportunity to continue doing so. And they think the refugee crisis is the new normal. And George Soros is this guy who is a staunch advocate for open borders. He wants people to be able to go wherever they want, whenever they want, for whatever reason. And for him, he sees this immigration policy, this crisis, as a vehicle to further his immigration agenda.
That's your objective journalist for hire. It's funny how she looked more feminine then. Crazy how Trump derangement syndrome and selling your soul to CNN can change your appearance so drastically. But let me know what you think. Does America need the letter agencies in their current state? Let me know in the comments, and if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel. That stuff really does help us out. Until then, this has been Nerk News. Thanks for watching. Bye!